Okay, so here we go with the live stream of today. This is Wargame Airland Battle once again. Today I'm by myself. So I guess we'll be talking a little more about what I think instead of interacting with my allies. So that should be interesting, hopefully. And here I actually have a deck which is prior to 1975. I'm with a pact. It's kind of low-tech deck, but it should not be underestimated. I decided to go with an approach that rely on tank as opposed to infantry, especially in those new maps where the infantry is king. So I decided to give it a try to see if there's actually a viable strategy when it comes to tanking this. I did experiment with this deck previously. I did one round. It went super well. I managed to push the enemy all the way back to their spawn. So that was pretty good. Now the big question is, will I be able to do the same again? Which I'm very uncertain of. And of course, fighting with tank into this forest is pretty painful. And that might be actually why a tank of low tech might be useful, because you can afford to lose them, and you can afford to lose them with the intention of spotting the enemy. So you can afford receiving enemy fire. So I'm using T64A, I believe, and some T55. I'm also using a command vehicle, which is a T72KI, very expensive stuff. In terms of Air Force, I'm using those, I think that's Czechoslovak. Yeah, that's Czechoslovak planes with rockets, especially with the intention of killing enemy choppers. So hopefully that will go well. So let's try to destroy those links. As you can see, they were really effective at killing those links. But I also know that there is likely some infantry in there, some SAS. It can be dangerous. Which means that I will bring in some sapper from the side, since my ally was really quick at capturing this place. And seeing that the enemy send some SAS over there, I wonder if their offensive will be on that side or if they will actually come from there. But I will take the bet that... not so much the bet because I don't bet, but I will take the chance that they are coming from there. So I'll keep moving over there. While here, I will hope that my flamethrower can spot those Spetsnaz, not Spetsnaz, but SAS as fast as possible. I need to make my entire follow as fast as possible, because there's nothing like a bunch of tank to attract the attention of enemy airstrike. I will bring back that recon chopper, but I shall not neglect my troop over here. Okay, we do have a visual on the enemy SAS over there. So I will follow with my sapper over there. And by the way, hello the Wolfie. Good to see you on the live stream again. It's good to have a regular viewership. There's a few links here which are shooting my command vehicle. I'm under the impression that I will likely receive an airstrike on the head very soon. I have those rocket planes which will destroy those links. I actually gave those rocket planes some experience, which is something I don't do that much with when it comes to planes. Usually I rely much more on number than quality, but since they come in with rocky level, they have a tendency to simply miss the target on the first run and they die, so that's pretty bad. Oh, come on, slippery. Kill those SAS. Very nice. Alright. So we now have a couple of enemy ATG in those buildings. Oh, you can see how quickly they destroyed my my anti-air over there. But it's just that I have so many things that I will advance pretty fast on their position. Of course, there will be some explosion around the place, but that is to be expected. They did not seem to expect my charge as expected. I will have to bring my anti-chopper planes in large quantity to kill those chopper over there. There's even some tow there. It's not a super even fight with those planes. I seem to be attracting a lot of attention also. Here I do need some repairs, so we'll send a supply vehicle over there. But I'm clearly lacking anti-air right now. And my cheap MiG are not doing too well. Let's hope they actually hit the infantry over there. Yeah, they did. I probably should have kept my anti-air over there, a little more concealed. Did I just see a Tomcat shooting down my anti-air? What is this? Ah, that's a rewind. That might have damaged it a little. I'm not sure if my attack was that good. I did not do much point here. I think I have been perhaps a little clumsy about it. And they seem to rely on good technology, which might be a little better than what I have. Okay, I seem to have received the troops of somebody else. I guess my focus will switch toward the center. Let's see, what can we do in this zone? I guess what I'll do is I'll bring in some special forces. Okay, special forces will go into that building here, which will allow them to perhaps shoot something. Did receive one MiG-21. Well, the irritating part is that they, I do know that they have some SAS moving around. Yeah, I think I'll simply change my focus there. Don't really care about this side anymore. We do have the spawning zones, so there's no point in pushing further, and the more I push toward their zone, the more airstrike will come on my head, so that's not necessarily a good deal. I'll move those Fago over there. So who's watching today? There's Wolfie. Who else? Everybody's on. I think I will also complete my special ops group here with some anti-air, because I'm under the impression that we'll receive an airstrike on the head very soon. I'll deploy my Fago over there. So I have some Sapri, which I'll deploy inside there. I will send my BMP into those forests to hopefully clear out the SAS. I will complete my small arrangement here with some supplies. And I do know that there is something in there, probably infantry. It's likely the infantry which was unloaded from the few transport tanks which were in there. I'll bring in some recon chopper that will facilitate things. I might actually decide to go help over securing this position over there. We'll send some sapper. Okay, we now know that this place is likely filled with ATGM units. We'll try perhaps a small waste of MiG over that position. It seemed to have worked. I did lose my mix, but at least the infantry which was in there is gone. Here I'll deploy some BMP. Oh, I just received more troops from the center. Great. My impression is that this will likely end up into a kind of situation where I will be holding the entire center all by myself. So we now know that there is some anti-tank stuff in there. I will bring in more infantry. I'll spread out those BMP this way. If they really want to bombard me with artillery, it will be a waste of ammo for them. There's a new place here. Oh, I understand now what's going on there. You really don't like my units over there. I need to familiarize myself with whatever troops are in there that I might not have noticed. Oh wow, we're losing by 5,000? Really? We're getting slaughtered? I had not noticed that. It's probably because the enemies seem to rely a lot on artillery to achieve whatever they want. They also probably rely a lot on planes. So my impression is that what I need to do right now is probably push my way into the center to reduce the pressure on the side. And also to establish a kind of perimeter where there won't be much air presence. Because everything which is a plane will be shut down. I'll just pull back my transport there, it's a useless loss. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll bring in some proper anti-air, which are bucks. I'll bring them around. This way it will ensure that if there's any airstrike coming my way, they will be taken care of. Well, those artillery are really passionate about killing my Strela 3. Well, apparently killing stuff here. Oh, just receive more troops now. Napalm, that could be good. Sappery is a great unit. Highly recommend it. I might have lost a few troops here, which, because I did not pay attention. Well, here we'll destroy those links too, hopefully. Here I definitely need some supplies. I will fix that. It seems that I did destroy the tow launchers, well, tow choppers, but I did lose my 2 MiG. I think I'm in a case where there's just too much to do for me, so I might as well just take a defensive position. Guess I'll have to bring some infantry in the fight over here. Really don't know what my team is doing to lose so much. Must be fighting here. Or maybe I'm wasting too many planes. Now, apparently I do not have the time to play with tanks, but it's mostly because I received all the troops nearly, which is a really bad thing. And the enemy seem to be relying a lot on air power right now, so that make it a little harder. And also, those guys are relying a lot on artillery. So they just establish a perimeter and they just bombard you from afar. I should probably try to do that. Let's do that. No, that's a mortar. I don't know if it has the range. But what I could do is provoke a response that will attract the enemy planes in a trap. Seem to have a lot of artillery here. Seem to spot theirs. Where is that artillery? Hello? Shoot me, please. They must be running out of targets. Gazelle with cannon. Good target for MiG-21. I heard the cannon shooting, but I missed the origin. Oh, over there. Let's hope they don't move. Get some Mirage. They will die from my anti-air. My anti-air did kill quite a few, but they received an enormous amount of artillery. Which is coming from here, so I'll try to destroy that. Somebody bought in some very expensive artillery. Interesting Blackhawks movement. Oh, here I have a problem. My Colossus is out of supplies. I will have to replace that. He's really wasting his Blackhawk there. Unless it's actually a strategy to make me waste all my ammo on him. Leave my poor Colossus alone. Interesting, they are coming with Delta Force. Yeah, that was a bad calculation on my part. Price of my plane wasn't worth the word of a Blackhawk. Let's see, artillery strike on the total miss. It's a lot of Dornier over there. I think we're about to lose there. Big time. Yeah, I guess they're just artillery spamming. I don't really have the attention necessary to counter artillery, so many artillery on my own. So, anyway, the round is over. Let's see. Well, I did kill 3,000 and lost 4,000. So that was a pretty bad round. But it's clear that I did receive a lot of territory, which I ended up losing because I could not manage it. So it's not that bad. Could have been better though. Let's find a good round this time where the team won't leave. Yeah, that's a good round here. Now, if you want to see the kind of deck I'm using right now, I'll do it. I'll show it to you. It's this deck. This is a deck which, in my mind, is focusing on attacking with armors, and it's based on mobility. It's designed to be offensive. So you have T-72 for command vehicle capturing the zone, Colos to resupply stuff, with Mi-8 when you need supplies quickly. Then you have FGB-40, infantry with anti-air and anti-tank, but bad against infantry. Then you have Sappery, which is good against infantry in forest. Strela 3 to provide a proper anti-air capacity. Well, these two here, Sappery and Strela, are in BMP-1 because I want those units to bring some anti-air. Some anti-tank capacity. Then here I have some artillery, and this is mostly I put that in because I want to rely on them to make artillery screen, which I haven't used yet for some reason, but that's useful nonetheless. Then I have these ZSU-23, which are Shilka. I can see that here. And these have really good range against chopper, which are the main enemy of tank, and they're also very good at shooting choppers. Planes, I mean. Then I have some Bucks, which are epic anti-air, of course. It's not the best version, but it's a fine version. Then I have some T-64A, T-55A, some recon, some infantry recon, some Polish recon, some flamethrower. And the planes I use Czechoslovak rocket anti-rocket plane. I use MiG-21 against tank. What else do I use? Oh, it's that map. MiG-17. That's mostly to kick the infantry out of buildings. So I seem to be on the side over there. We'll create 4 groups of anti-air, which will be spread out. We'll deploy some buck here to shoot down any planes which will actually come by. I will spawn in let's see, 3 group of T-64, 1 group of T-55 to absorb the shock, some artillery for smoke screen. And what else can I bring? Well, I don't really need to bring anything. I think I'm equipped to face anything. You like that old map? It's much more favorable to tank, of course. I might call in some MiG-17 later on to clear out those buildings over there, which will likely be filled with infantry. But other than that, we should be fine. Even if they might end up doing a strike on the road, I think I'm well equipped to deal with that. Oh, great artillery, look at that. He actually probably destroyed a few anti-air. But that might be a good thing for my artillery, because that will allow me to spread out the smoke screen a little better. Okay, so I will go over there. We actually managed to kill a few buck. Let's fire more smoke over there. What is this? Oh, yeah, I'm tired. Okay, napalm strike. They seem to be at least 2 or 3 players in there. Maybe 4 with the artillery guy. We'll attract those MBT in a very close range, hopefully. Oh, they even have M1 Abrams. That's a good target for my tank. Don't really have a visual on what's left over there. That's a little annoying. How many players are we fighting here? It's like, there's 1, 2, 3. Maybe 3. There's the artillery guy, so that's 4. So we're 2. Okay, I guess there are just too many. Well, at least I did destroy you an M1A1. That's quite an achievement, right? Leopard 2A1. I don't have anything against that. Actually, I do, but not under the form of a tank. Oh, they got my command vehicle just before I was able to destroy perhaps the MBT over there. No, I'm prepared for this map, it's just that there are too many. You can only ask so much for, you know, from your T64 and T55 against M1A1 and Leopard 2 and F18 and that kind of stuff. There's also the artillery. I guess I'll go support Nicholas. That seemed to be a good plan. Since the side is... I don't think it's under my control at all. And I don't think NATO will necessarily attack us. I think here it's more likely that my troops can do something. Probably more adapted to that kind of place in the border where all the big tanks are. Well, if I need AA, infantry, tank support. Yep. I do, but this is a deck from 1975, so what do you expect? I destroyed the 2 recon chopper over there. Let's see what we can do on that side. We'll attempt to destroy those planes, choppers over there. That will be suicidal, but it might be worth it. Yeah, I might be risking my plane in vain there. We'll do a couple of fair strike on that position. That might slow them down. I will try to destroy those choppers. Now look at that. Good strike. We'll destroy the different planes around the place. I mean choppers. Just killed an Apache and Cobra. It's a good kill. But I think now they're boosting up their defense, so I should probably step that. Now all the point they are spending on defending against air, well, they are useful or useless. They are useful to me because they will now hopefully stop. Well, they will spend on anti-air where they should spend on tank. Yeah, a lot of anti-air there. We do need a command vehicle in this zone. There might be somebody that already took care of that. Yep. Well, the deck, I think all decks are good. It's just a question of finding the proper situation to use them. And in this case, my deck probably isn't... it's not appropriate for this map, sure. but I did not notice that it was this map. So, but for the other maps, which are a little more relying on close quarter, the deck that I'm using is much more appropriate. But up to a certain point, you can use any deck in any situation, as well, in any appropriate situation. So if you find the right context, no matter the map, you might be very effective with the deck. For example, what I could do is use my large amount of flamethrower infantry and scout ahead over there to potentially either sneak or do harassment in the back. That could be a possibility. My impression is that the deck I'm currently using is more appropriate into those forest area or place where there's close quarter combat, like here. But it's certainly not appropriate for a fight on the side. Unless you're extremely well supported by somebody. We'll send the Polish chopper on that side. Now, for example, right here you have many Cobras. And I do have a lot of anti-air infantry, which might be a good fit for this situation. Because I could do a cluster bomb strike on that, but I'm not sure it will be particularly effective because of the amount of anti-air in the back over there. So they are sending Marines over there. Judging by the amount of chopper they are bringing in, we'll bring some Shilke. So my Strata are currently clearing out those choppers. It's just that they don't have that much ammo. We're also receiving a lot of artillery and airstrike on the head, which is not particularly friendly. Got the two Cobras there. It's time to suppress those Leopard. Guess NATO is really using a lot of high quality tank right now. On top of using a lot of planes. So what I'll do is I'll spread out a lot of Tunguska around the place, which will divide their fire. Well, here we'll try to destroy those transport before they land their troops. Here they are coming in large number. Yeah, look at that. Airstrike, infantry, everything. To destroy a Leopard 2A4, you need 4 MiG-21 strike. I'll just show you how tough those tanks are. Couple of Hawk were destroyed there. My sappers seem to be doing a good job. No, I do need to destroy these Leopard too. Big Canadian chopper attack there. Seemed to be quite a disaster thanks to my Strela 3. Which are now nearly out of ammo. They're landing some SO engineer in there. So engineer, yeah, we'll have to send my troops in there quickly. These are likely MBT in there. Oh, Kyler. That's even better, in my opinion. They're pulling back their NBT now. Now it's clear that there's Leopard 2 still. Which are right here. Even if I was to spawn an entire army of my thing, I'm not sure I will be able to deal with that. One thing I can do on the other end is bombard the supplies which are fixing those things. I will do that. Let's bombard those supply trucks. Not just lost sight on them. I will build up a force. I don't even have the points for that. When you see me use artillery, you should be able to tell yourself that we're on the defensive. And things are not going the way I want. Need to bring the big gun. Not really sure what I should bring to the fight at the moment. I think Chaparral is useful, but that's not what will either save or lose this fight. So many naval. I will actually not be surprised if the troops which were in here were, well, had been moved elsewhere. This chopper is worth wasting 2 of my plane. Apache. My planes are really slow. Yeah, that hill is pretty much like Iwo Jima. The only problem is that I played the Japanese. Oh, that was a good run. Killed an Apache and one OH. 58. Yeah, that was good. And they are really determined to take that hill, apparently. It's time to call in more sapper to keep this zone from being a spawn zone. These sapper guy have been holding I don't know how long on that hill. They did kill so many infantry. Really curious to see the result. But the thing is that the flame becomes a kind of a smoke screen, so the enemy is kind of stuck losing sight on your troops non-stop. All this just to kill my artillery. All they did shake them a little. Now the game is even, actually. I think NATO has been a little too aggressive. Time to pull back my Strela to resupply them. My special German force seem to be shooting those infantry reinforcements. I think I'll actually pull back my troops and try to refill the men that I lost in there. Anyway, I have more sapper coming in. Let's see. Oh, nice. Got the Abraham. I'll pull back there as well. I'll bring some colas. Really good supply vehicle. I'll bring some Strela over there. That's a lot of anti-air. So I'll send my new sapper in. My supply vehicle here is empty. I'll pull it back, but yeah, seems that the game is over and it's a draw. Oh, I was pretty even. Did 4,300, lost 4,000. So I think yeah, that was a pretty good game. Even though that I had a pretty disastrous start, I think the decision I took later on did compensate largely for all my loss at the beginning. And I think at the beginning we were only 2 versus probably 5, so that's the odds were not in the favor of my 1975 deck. But I think yeah, we did well. I did the most damage in my team. So I guess the draw was in part well, I did contribute a little. And I think that will be it for today. It has been a good live session. Thank you for all the good comments. That was very nice. And I will see you probably tomorrow, hopefully. So take care.